So and we'll just keep on with this thing and see where we end up with by Sunday. So, but the other guys worked in and did a nice job. Kind of had a little rotation going there. We'll just see where we end up. Other than that, look forward to the challenge of playing the Browns. Good football team and well coached, and they've got good players. So, we look forward to that challenge, as every week is in the National Football League. So, for that time, yours.
You guys have opened the window on Hollywood practice today and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
I should have mentioned that.
how do
Hollywood, yeah. He practiced today, did a nice job. Yeah.
he probably wants to go. Is he another one of those guys you're going to have to kind of hold back to make sure he's right?
Yeah, he won't play this week. Yeah, for sure. But it's nice to have him back out there and going. And he got a lot of good work in today. You can tell he's been working, and the conditioning part wasn't a problem. So, and he, like I said, he took quite a few reps.
What's the work been like for him in like the meetings and all the stuff as you've kind of gone through this stuff? I mean,
Yeah.
like what you've seen there?
Yeah, he stays in tune with it and very conscientious that way. So.
Andy, how did Butker do in practice?
He did all right. Again, I'm hesitant to say anything. We'll just see how how he is after this practice, how it went. They had that special teams practice earlier, so we'll just see where he's at.
There's a chance he could play.
Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah, just see where he's. So I don't want to lead you one way or another here.
Fair to say right now, just still weighing options at left tackle for Sunday.
Which one?
Left tackle position.
Yeah, just kind of seeing where we're at with it. We rotated guys in there, so we'll see what the end result is here.
Off topic with the Chiefs, you competed against Bill Belichick for so long at the NFL level.
Yeah, sure.
You took this job in college. Just what are your thoughts about him at that level?
Yeah, listen, I think it's great. He put himself in a position where, well, he doesn't owe anybody anything. It's whatever he wants to do at this point in his career, and I think he's looking forward to it. I had a chance to talk with him the other day, and he's in a great place, and that's a great school on top of that. And he's hiring people, that he's worked with and are very good. So, I look forward to seeing him do it. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
All right, good. Yeah.
Trey, how do the Browns look? We've been hearing all week about how great their defensive front is.
Yeah, they're an excellently talented team, a really physical team up front. They do a good job of dictating the tempo in a lot of situations, and they've been playing some good ball this year. And it's an NFL, man. Everyone's great, and you never take an opponent lightly. And I think they're a great team.
Trey, this is probably a better question after this happens, but what's it like getting ready to play 3 games in 11 days? How do you treat it?
It's a gauntlet. I've always taken the mentality when I first got to the league, never look too far into the schedule until it's pretty much present. And eyeing this down isn't great, but at the end of the day, we'll eye down any challenge, and we're ready to play regardless of situation, circumstance, or time. Man, we can play on concrete, put the ball down, we're ready.
Might feel like concrete, huh?
Yeah. Hey, I'm ready for it, man. Let's go.
People talk a lot about Myles Garrett, obviously, but there's more to their front than just him, right?
Absolutely.
What are the biggest factors that they do? What do they try to accomplish there outside of just him?
Yeah, I think just being a physical presence. I focus mainly on the interior guys in my position. Obviously, guys like Myles and players across the league, they're talented. You can see them pop off on film at times. And I just think they do a great job as a defensive unit, being physical, setting the tone, and playing with effort.
Trey, it seems every year you guys are pretty good at screens. Why is that, from your perspective?
Yeah, I think our coaches do a really phenomenal job of setting it up, and the way we install screens and the minor details and the way they want us to attack it as linemen just makes a lot of sense. I know when I was a rookie and I first got here, it took me a while to sort of understand what we're trying to do, but over time, you think about how much sense it makes in the way that we install it and how we teach it. I mean, it makes it really effective when you simple it down.
What's the most fun part when you hear a screen call has been made and you guys get to maybe do more than what the regular pass blocking scheme is?
If it works. I always have fun when we have a good play, man. But obviously, you know, anytime we saw that play, we want it to work. And like I said, the best time you have a great play, the best feeling is when it works.
Is it better to have a pancake on a screen? I know there was one last night in LA. But
Yeah, K-Dot.
Yeah. Is it better to have a pancake on a screen than like just a regular interior run game?
I'll take a pancake anyway. Any type of play, if I can get someone on their back, I'll take it.
What does that winning drive do? It wasn't pretty. It wasn't an 80-yard pass play. I mean, you guys had to go down and make play after play after play to keep it alive. What does that do for a unit?
It just shows resolve, and at the end of the day, you know, doing whatever it takes to win. That's indicative of a great team. Finding a way to win might not be pretty, but you won. At the end of the day, you know, you look past the year, and it might not be beautiful, not be perfect, but as long as you get the W, that's what matters in that win column. You want to just keep building those and stacking those up. And we know our ultimate goal as an organization and where we're trying to head towards. And, you know, guys in the locker room, we're going to keep fixing and just keeping our best and trying to follow the guidelines of our coaches and be the best players we can be. But, man, to finish a game with a W, you'll never hear me complain.
Trey, was it good to have Hollywood back out there today and just for this offense to continue to kind of get some of your weapons back, including, you know, Pop?
Yeah, for sure. Any guys who face injuries, you know, getting them back is always a great feeling. You're just excited for them. I know Hollywood has a passion for the game of football. You can see it and the excitement in his face, you know, today. But anytime you can get a guy back, you know, it's always a great feeling. I'm just happy for him.
Just considering the rotating players at left tackle with Creed and really the whole line, how important does communication become when you guys have different guys rotating that spot?
Yeah, I think communication as an offensive line is extremely important. Making sure we're all, you know, playing through the same set of eyes and seeing the same things, speaking the same language. And our coaches do a phenomenal job making sure any man that's ready to play the position is ready to go out there and play at a high level as well. And, you know, it's just a cohesive unit thing. So over time, you know, the comfort builds up and we just keep rolling, man. We're ready.
This is the last team you're going to play that's not in a playoff position. You expect any different effort from a team like this versus you know, Steelers, Broncos, Texans?
Honestly, no, man. In the NFL, everyone's trying to fight, claw, and trying to get in a win. You know, and at the end of the day, regardless of record, you know, guys are playing with pride. And, you know, as a football player, if I was on the worst team in the league anywhere, like, I'm going to play my hardest no matter what happens. And so I don't really think they'll play any different than even top-notch teams. I think they're going to play with high effort and try to get a win every single week, you know.
Last one, Sam.
Obviously, the Chargers ran a few stunts where, I mean, you ended up on Cleo Mack on a couple of plays. How much do you have to study what the edge rushers might do if they get inside, given that there's probably not a lot of clips on that with film? Like, how do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I think sometimes in very downs and distances you can see different rush packages and sort of expect certain things in terms of like their moves, habits, how they're going to rush an interior player versus like a tackle. You know, games are a pretty effective way of getting to a passer a lot of times in football, and I feel like you just face those guys and you just sort of figure it out on the fly a little bit, if that makes sense, but not really overlooking it, but you know, you just don't spend a whole lot of time on it. But ultimately, you know, those guys can move down inside and give different rush patterns and variances.
Thanks, Trey.
Yeah, thank you all.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, fire away.
What the biggest challenges that you guys will face this week against the Browns team that maybe hasn't won as many games as they'd like, but they look like they continue to fight hard?
I mean, at the end of the day, they are who they are. They have a phenomenal running back, a great offensive line, and a quarterback that can lead them to get wins. At the end of the day, every game isn't guaranteed. Anything can happen in any game, so you can never, you know, underestimate our opponents.
Kind of following up on that, you've never played a game here that wasn't, you know, you weren't in a playoff position or a playoff chase, and the Browns are having to kind of deal with that now. They've been eliminated from the playoffs, so you don't expect any kind of different effort from them because they're out of the playoff picture?
I mean, if anything, I expect them to play even harder because at the end of the day, even though they're not going to the playoffs, you got to think as an individual players, they're still under contract. They have a job to do. Some people are still trying to make a next contract. At the end of all things, it's still about pride. So I expect them to still play as hard as they were if they were trying to go to the playoffs.
You crossed over with Jameis for a year at Florida State?
Yeah. Yes.
You got any old college Jameis stories? I know people seem to love his speeches and all the stuff that he's doing now, but what do you remember about him as a young guy?
I mean, the most noticeable ones I feel like everyone has heard. Back when I was in college, from the one why he got suspended for when we were going to play Notre Dame, I believe, and a bunch of other ones. He's just been the same guy ever since then. Even then, freshman year, he was the first person that's like, yo, y'all can say what you want. Watch Nnadi work. He's be a phenomenal player. Come out of Florida State. And honestly, at that point, I was just a young little kid and just didn't really know much. And when he said that, it kind of just gave me like a light. It's like, yo, I appreciate that he actually believed in me. So I'm glad he's doing well.
His personality has always kind of been like what you see now, even back then, right?
Absolutely. Nothing he's saying now is a surprise to me.
Holidays are coming up, and do you have any kind of special message for like dog adoptions? What people should consider when they're considering getting a pet?
I mean, at the end of the day, that's practically it's a family member. At the end of the day, I would say for one, just time of the year, yeah, every dog deserves a chance to have a second chance to go into a proper home. This type of weather, as y'all probably saw out there, it's very cold. Don't leave your dog out that long. Keep an eye on them, let your dog go out for maybe like 5-10 minutes, bring them in, or at least put some clothes on them if you want to go that far. I personally do. My dog's got hoodies, and my dog's got allergies, so I got to get paw gloves and all that type of stuff.
You got one dog right now?
I got two. I got an American Bully, and I have a Pit Bull.
What are their names?
My oldest one, the Pit Bull, his name is Rocky, and then my youngest one, the Bully, his name is Saint.
Anything else?
Derek, just the defensive line as a whole, with the minute you 2 weeks back, how's that giving a little spark to the pass rush for you guys?
Hey, you know what they say, the more the merrier. We are happy that we got Charles back. We got a lot of pass rushers in the D-line room, a lot of guys that can rush the passer. Just adds more fuel to the fire, more ammo for us to fire, you know what I mean? So I'm great to have him back. The whole D-line defense is great to have him back.
Thanks, Derek.
No problem. Have a great day.
You too.